The following program is produced by the Tech Talk Radio Network.
Hey, Bill Nye,
We've had some guests over the years that have returned to the show because they offer a product to you, the listener, the consumer, that can benefit them greatly. And welcome to another episode of Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor. The show is the folks that scan my photos. Mitch Goldstone, did you guys buy any candy? Who is standing by with us on the line. Mitch, how you doing today?
Of course I do.
Andy, great to be with you again.
Not coming to your house, Shawn.
Giving away packs of Pokemon
I just read your
No, you're not. That's Pokemon cards.
Costco had a
gadgets beyond all the anti-virus software. You always have such great content.
It's 10 Pokemon cards in the Halloween theme. And
well, and yours is a product and service that a lot of our listeners have no idea how invaluable. It's like you're actually going to wear a costume this year. Unfortunately, sometimes until an accident happens, and they do happen, whether it be a flood or a fire or something devastating that happens where all those images over the years captured could be lost if they haven't been digitized. The Halloween, candy giving than they have in the past. I mean, I remember growing up, every single house in my neighborhood where I lived in Orange County, every house gave it away. It was very rare for you to find a house that had the lights off, unless you went out super late. And I remember we would go out starting at 6, and we wouldn't be done till 8, and I had like a pillowcase full of candy.
Oh, yeah, we always had a pillowcase full. Rain or
you
shine.
were like metropolitans, though. I mean, the areas you two grew up in, are they more like rural?
Digitizing your
no, I lived in the city in Huntington Beach.
It was
I mean, yeah, it was suburb, but of Orange County, but I mean, it was neighborhood community.
Shawn. We had to specifically go into town.
Actually, years.
I lived on the sticks.
Remember the 35mm slides?
Oh yeah,
I would have
they
walk,
came in that. They would be. You'd put them in a carousel, and you would sit and watch them projected onto a curtain.
And then the next day
or something. Yes. Oh wow.
That's right.
Yeah, I grew up on a farm.
When you did go trick or treating, there was always those neighbors that kind of stood out. There used to be a dentist, but you would go to his house and he would give you toothpaste and toothbrushes because he was the dentist. But you know what?
Yeah, no. My dentist also did the same thing.
Yeah, we'd still go. I knew what I was going to get. I would still go because it was like, oh, cool. I'm getting something cool from this guy's house. That was kind of the cool thing. Now, as a parent, I always loved taking the kids around, and there were. I remember one year, somebody on the street. I guess for a year they've been collecting all the AOL 1.44 floppies. The install disk. Yes, definitely. They were given those. Mary Tyler Moore, the whole cast.
I should do that.
Exactly. I'm sure your listeners.
I'm going to show this on camera real quick, and then you two, if you can recognize it, you can tell everybody what it is. Okay.
Okay.
If you can recognize it.
His dad's lifetime.
Shawn, any idea?
Lower Decks?
That no one's ever
Well, no, it's not Lower Decks. It's a Discovery, Star Trek Discovery shirt, basically.
Wow, you are a geek, aren't you?
Yeah. Someone gave that to me, and that's been my Halloween costume for
was in the story
years.
And a lot of
really?
Years, yeah.
Now,
because I'm too cheap to dress up.
Now, where will you wear?
What is the best Halloween costume you've ever worn?
Were profiled.
Yeah, what would it be?
It had been something when I was a kid. My great-grandparents, until I was 9, would get me with the face masks and everything.
When the AP
I think I remember Casper. I think I remember the one that sticks on my mind is Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Right. And that just a sheet with a
My
web?
mom used to help me make my
which was
Halloween
good.
costumes.
Right.
My favorites are
that goes
I
into
dressed up as a Christmas tree.
Opening comment about people just wait until
I dressed up as a tube of
something
toothpaste.
happens. But
that was good with the dentist, right?
Yeah.
And there were some other ones. They dressed up as like a
in the
big
Associated
guy
Press,
with a no head.
really
so
happy.
It looked like he was. I was holding my head. So
Those are great. Yeah.
Oh,
I like those.
And I dressed up as several of the Ninja Turtles.
If our listeners want to check out that article, I remember Michael Lightkeep. My mom and dad had find that there's a link on the front page of our website. Where they can go through and read about his experience of having with Star Wars and just as a service. They didn't have the Don Post mask out yet. I think most people, Mitch, they find out that it is super easy. He created a Darth Vader mask. A lot of that work out of it because there are people that will say, "Oh, I bought myself a scanner." Right? I mean, honestly, it looked like one came with the printer. Family Guy could have worn this. I'll start doing this. That was huge. There's a lot more that goes into that. I always had fun with that time of the year, and I feel bad for kids now because again. It's just not too many homes do it. We had a house across the street from us that for the past
photo. But
probably
for me,
6 years.
My passion has always
The guy
been
had been doing his
helping
front
people
yard up,
preserve their memories.
and he would start in September, and he'd have brilliant displays and lights, and then the street would fill on Halloween, and kids would line up to be able to go into this guy's haunted house.
Right,
It's the first year, nothing. He's not doing it.
That's what
so I don't even know if we're going to get kids this year. They're going to come up and down the street. I still will set a table out, and I usually sit outside. It just, as the kids come by, give them candy.
Send us
here's the problem, everybody. I started doing some brainstorming. So here's what I think we should do as Tech Talk Radio.
Okay, all right.
Relax.
Give away floppy disks. Yes.
No, but you are close. I think
for any and every reason.
Yeah.
So
buy a lot of the small
is completed
size
the same day, and it's
drives.
uploaded to your inbox.
And load them up with.
Wow. The same day. So somebody is able to get you the photos.
Free
they've got
Creative Commons stuff.
Suddenly they remember we've got a memorial service. We want to have a presentation that is in the background while we're being prepared for speeches and eulogies. This could be running in the back. They can get that to you in the morning.
Here
and
we
still
are
have
on
it
the air
by later that day for them
listeners,
or in the
don't
evening.
put strange USB drives in your computers, and you're going to give kids USB drives.
100%. I would give away
everyone else
drives and see what they do.
Discovered
to see how many actually follow through and put something into their computer. That would be.
But they'd be coming from us. Don't everybody trust us?
No,
I wouldn't. What happened? I explained to them that
I don't know.
You got to be really careful these days.
Job's done.
You never know. And now, used to be as a parent, you'd have to check the kids' candy. We always did that. My parents would check our candy, and I would check my kids' candy. But you also have to check now for things like this. If your kid gets a USB drive, make sure you have a discussion with them.
The memories.
Not to put that in
memories
your
being able to see them again.
Be careful to track
and for the entire family.
You never know.
It used to be,
you would sit down with the grandparents, because I remember sitting with my grandma,
the tech world
Grandma
here.
Frances, and she would have the photo album.
Android.
She would show me pictures of
be having their
the house in Burma, and
they've kind of revamped
the governor's ball that they went to.
If you want to be able to track your luggage,
I'm thinking now these photos.
Devices,
and here's the deal:
be a little
we've
easier,
seen over the years,
especially if you're in
photos
the Android world,
in size,
with your Android
in shape, in
Is this
look.
going to be like a Google
And it used to be you could have a photo the size of a postage stamp. And that would be okay for
Apple
some.
have been
But
really
for
successful,
older
very
eyes,
popular.
that might
And
be
people have
difficult
found,
to see.
other
Can
than
you
the
take
worrying
some of these
about
small
them being
photos
used
that are
in the wrong way,
size of
that
like
when used
two
in the
postage
right way,
stamps
like tracking
and
your
increase
luggage
them
or
in
tracking
size
other
so they're
devices,
easier to see,
has actually worked out quite well.
Absolutely.
So
And that's what
Samsung has
Scan
the
My
smart
Photos is all
tag
about,
devices,
because
and it looks like we're going to see
traditional
other
JPEG files.
alternatives
So you can
now
watch
with
all of
the
them on
Android
a
platform
giant screen
for
television.
tracking.
Speaking of that,
But what a
and
lot
looking
of
at what
people are
Apple's
doing
doing,
now,
there is an
because we're
event
content providers
that
for
is
every
going to be happening
photo
on
sharing
Monday,
app, whether
this
it's
coming
Instagram,
Monday,
Facebook,
that
Snap,
our listeners may want to
Threads
check out.
now,
It's called
TikTok X, all
Scary
of that,
Fast.
Snap,
And
where
Apple announced
people are
this
just
this
uploading
week, giving you
their
really
recent
a week
pictures from their
just
smartphone,
to
their
get ready for
camera
this
roll.
event on
Okay,
Monday.
if
That's
they're
going to
like
be
me,
happening at
like
5 p.m.
the food you
Pacific
ate last
time.
night,
So
but
you think
not
about it, for the
those
East Coast,
nostalgic
they're going to be watching at 8.
decades past
But
pictures of
this
so many
online event, it's
amazing,
their second event that they're doing for the
stories
fall.
behind it that
A
you need
lot
to
of people are
share
thinking
and
they're going to be
narrate and
unveiling
explain
the
who's
new
in it, what they're
M3
doing,
Max.
where you were.
And
now, how are
if
these
you've heard
collated?
about what M2,
So somebody
the
maybe
M2
listening
Max
right now
have done
has a box of photos, and they're looking at
Shawn,
them right now.
did you ever
going,
get a chance
I
to
keep
look at
saying
one?
I'm going to attack it. That's
So
that
I've actually gotten to
procrastination.
play with,
They get it to you.
our
All right.
studios replaced all
What
the
is
old
this
iMacs
process for getting them
with
to
the
you?
M2
Number one, and getting them
studios,
back. Right.
Which
Sure,
have
the
been,
easiest one, the most
they're
popular
incredibly
services are the
fast.
prepaid
And
fill the box
they're
service.
designed.
So for photos,
I mean,
it holds about
Justin's not here,
2,000
so he
pictures.
can't poo-poo all
It's
over
as
this,
little
right?
as like
Yeah.
$220.
But
and,
I think he would even agree
everything
that
scanned,
these
shipping's
Mac
included,
studios
all of that.
are
And
designed
to
for
prepare
media
it,
professionals.
bundle it.
Right.
He'll agree with
in
that. He's even said that.
piles, stacks.
But
of
going in
about 100 or
and
so, use an
putting a
index
file into
card
Premiere
and write
and
down
transcoding it,
what the
and it
topic
just going
is, what the
like
theme,
that,
the birthday,
being
anniversary,
done,
special event,
I was just
holiday,
like, holy
Perfect.
and
crap.
just put a rubber band around those.
And
and
going
to
back
scan
to
in order.
2010,
So
2009,
the index
2010,
card
when I
with your
worked at
messages
Fox,
on it. We could even scan the
and
back
we were
of
still having to
photos if there's handwritten
transcode
messages.
MPEG
And then
4s
you get it back. Now, and
to
here's the
MPEG
really
2,
cool thing,
because Final Cut
once
7
you get
didn't
everything
support
back,
MPEG 4.
Right.
So it's
people
like
upload
going
it
from
to
that
services
to
like
this,
Google
felt
Photos,
like I was jumping
and
ahead
then
even
it's on
further
your phone.
than I am
and
now.
So you see-
it was so fast.
Google
You see the
Photos
benefits
on the
in
lower
Premiere,
right is a little
or you see
magnifying
the
glass.
benefits in Final
So
Cut.
you could type
But I mean, you
in
would basically with
car,
that, you're going to see the benefits in any kind of graphic or audio editing program or pretty much anything where media is created.
Just, everything was so snappy. I mean, just from a transcoding
and
then CPU processing.
If you click on a picture of
a need for that, right?
Yeah.
Transcoding
it will find all
very
the
CPU
other
heavy.
similar ones. So basically, they do the magic. But the challenge is, how do you get?
It's so funny because I've been a long time user of
those pictures
on the Windows side of Adobe Premiere Pro, and I liked it. And I remember
I know
somebody,
and I had a Mac.
You're not sitting there at a machine lifting the cover of that scanner, putting a photo down, and that's not how you operate. Over the years, like you said, 30 years, you and Carl have been doing this.
Final Cut.
And this is amazing because you have invested in.
I was afraid I would be a
little timid about using machinery and imaging equipment to get this done. It's so much similar to Premiere.
Indeed, and
or those in the Mac world might say that Premiere is so much similar to Final Cut. But as far as the layout and how you do that,
so for photos,
but even then,
1,000
you took a file in your Windows platform, you took a file in the Apple platform, and you went to render. And for the listeners who don't know what that means you're taking all of these cut images, audio, video, etc., fades, dissolves, and then you're combining it down. You're mixing it down to that one final. That final cut, right? You do that on the Mac still outperformed the PC. And I love Adobe and I still use Premiere Pro, but with Final Cut it really did perform well. And I can imagine the M3 is going to be amazing. I love it. And this article from AP also is great. And once again, you can find that at TechtalkRadio.com. If our listeners want to find out more, Mitch, about the service, what's the best thing for them to do?
Sure, just go to
Apple actually launched Final Cut 10.
and at the very top, there's a blue
it was Final Cut 10
scroll
at the time.
with a message about the Associated Press article, and the
Apple
quote
didn't
from
support
the reporter
Sony
that all 5
formats,
people
which was still
profiled,
the industry leading
in
the TV
had a
world,
great
the industry leading
scanned my
codec
photos,
for
and
recording
most
HD.
importantly, right afterwards,
So you couldn't
that,
natively shoot Sony XD
promo code that everyone loves
and import it into Final Cut.
Right.
So Premiere said,
20.
well,
and you
here's
just
our
type
Mac
that in
version
at
of Premiere
checkout. But
that supports
to handle
XDCam,
everything, just
and
scanmyphotos.com.
a ton of
Super
places
easy.
I know
we have
switched over to
support.
Premiere.
Everyone here is just so
because
passionate about
they supported it
helping
natively.
the nation preserve all their memories.
Apple filed suit about
I know
2
that
years
having
later,
a one-stop shop for doing this,
Adobe
whether it
went
be
from
small
just being
photos, large
PC-based
photos,
to
you do it all.
being Mac
I do know that there are listeners, and I've had listeners that have asked me in the past that have been very happy with your service, but want to do their Super 8 films, or even, let's go back even further, before Super 8, believe it or not, they were shooting at 16 millimeter. Is that something that you are doing, or something you've kind of looked at?
We don't want
we
Adobe
do, and on the website
you
see all the different
we want you to
services
use ProRes.
For 8 millimeter,
that's
16
what they were trying to push, right?
What's
They were trying
really
to push their
cool about our
platform
technology,
for everybody. They wanted the industry to switch to ProRes. And it backfired
reels
on them.
of 8 millimeter
A lot of
film.
people said,
it's
we're not going to invest all this money in new hardware to shoot ProRes.
Frame. So what that means is, as you're watching it, you could stop it, pause it.
How do you feel with Apple doing this big event that's coming up? Which again, it's not going to be, nobody's going to be attending this thing to be able to watch it online. If it is the M3 Max, and I mean, these are performance boosted, like we saw the M2 versus the M1. I mean, that was pretty much a big jump. Could the M3s be even more of a jump?
If they're stored in an attic where we have heat, mildew, all garage basement,
right?
All those memories are
the increments can't keep getting that big.
Well, we've had people that have downsized, especially here in Green Valley. They'll downsize and maybe move into whether it be assisted living or living independently, but they don't have as much space maybe they had, so they put stuff in storage for photos. This could actually not be a good thing.
3 years in, but are they expecting to release a new generation chip every year?
Yeah, it seems like the M2s have not been around that long, enough for people to save up their pennies and be able to go out and afford to buy one.
But I mean, is their development process that fast that we're expecting a year-to-year development return in processing chips? Like,
water damage,
return
smoke
on
damage,
investment that high that they
there are
can
no
just dump
copies.
all this
But
money
Andy,
into new
your listeners are really smart
technology?
techies also. So
I kind of
they
wonder.
know
I'm not
the
surprised.
importance.
Yeah.
Once you get everything
I don't
back,
see
it's
how their development
DVD data disk,
outpaces
8 gigabyte
the
thumb
sales.
drive. For the
I kind of
kids to
wonder,
upload.
though,
Please,
Shawn. It's like
please
we've heard
make
talk about
backups,
Intel
store them in
and
cloud,
with
Google
their
Photos,
processors, their
and
new
give them to
their new
friends, relatives, so
processor
they
being
can
able
deposit
to
box.
hit 6
These
gigahertz
files aren't
steady.
locked.
You know,
have
and
I just watched a
full access, so
Gamer
you can make
Nexus
as many
video
copies as
Right.
about
you want,
the
but
i14s,
keep
the
them
14
off
series.
site.
Right.
We've heard
And
from people who
they are
had us digitize
significantly
everything.
disappointed
All the
in
photos were
performance of the
destroyed,
14s and
as
13s.
well as
Well, the
They're
13
basically saying
we did.
if you
Yeah.
can get a
So
14
now we
for
have
cheaper than a 13,
a backup service
Great.
as well, which
but
is
don't waste your
kind of
money
cool
on the
where
14th
people
gen.
say, I lost everything.
Yeah, because they're going to be really expensive.
Press
I
a
bought
button,
the
and
13.9.
they get everything saved,
And I got to
sent
say,
to
it
them.
I love that.
It blew the
once
doors
again,
off
scan my
anything.
photos, Mitch.
Not
Always,
only that, it's
always
also
great
very
to talk
quiet.
to you.
And if you're looking for the
just
gift
it was
for
a
the
performance.
holidays,
This
and
could make
I
a
love the
great
13
gift for
series. I've been
somebody to
pretty
be able to
happy.
take
13.7,
those
13.9,
images and
both been really
give
good.
them a presentation. That's why I'm thinking, where will the
Indeed. And
where
of course,
this
on the
14 go?
website,
Is it just
one of the
another way to
popular ones,
keep the sales
especially
going, the
during the
momentum?
holidays when you don't
Here's a
know what to
motherboard
give
that'll
and you
support
don't
it.
wanna do
Here's
the normal,
video card. Here's audio.
standard
All of
gifts
these
that
things
really
all
don't
add
have
up
any
to
emotion. Just click
create
on
the
the
PC.
e-gift
When will you say, what I've got is
order
great,
them,
this will last
everyone
me
gets
for about
them
5 or
instantly,
6 years
write a
before it's time to
customized
update?
message, and all your relatives
Yeah,
I
mean,
can
processors because of
place
speed,
orders
because you
and
needed
just
that
type in the
for
code
like
they
the
get.
video production you're doing, right? Is that the
Automated,
case,
but
Andy?
you get
Okay, all right.
cards,
Because I'm imagining with Apple, I mean, we're heading
tickets
towards the
during
buy.
holidays.
That's a great idea. I
on the
love
market
it.
yet, but
Well,
it's
once
there.
again, Mitch,
It is
it's
there.
great to talk to you
So
again, and
Apple's
we
got
look
the
forward
buys.
to
The next thing
talking
is
to you
the
again
Neo
into
port.
the new
You know,
year.
the one
And
that goes back to the
have a
end,
wonderful
like we had
holiday,
in the
and
movie.
thanks so much for what
The-
you
the-
you
the-
do.
the
It's
Neuralink.
an
Yeah,
amazing
the Neuralink.
service.
SpaceX. Or
Thanks,
Yeah.
Andy. You
That
are
Musk
you
is
are the
doing,
best thing.
yeah.
You are the
Oh, that's
amazing
right.
service.
Yeah.
You make us
Elon's
all
working
so
on it.
much
I forgot.
smarter.
I completely forgot
you.
about that.
I will be
pretty
back
sure
with more.
a
A
lot
lot
of
of
people
people
would
would
say,
say, "Yeah, you know what? I think I'll pass on that one." I don't think they'll want to have a chip embedded in their system to say.
That's true. Most people. You're right. Okay.
I think a lot of people would go for it.
What?
I think
Really?
this,
No.
I think in this day and age, we're already in a dystopian society. Why not make some money and risk it, right? If it fries your brain, it's over. But if it works, it's going to be sweet, and you're going to be there, and you're going to be one of them.
I don't think that. I don't know. Yeah.
Red pill or blue pill? Come on.
Yeah, you're going to have people on both sides. You're going to have the people that are not going to touch it with, from orbit. But then
Right.
you're going to have people that are jumping on every opportunity to advance themselves bionically, right? It's just the way humans are. You're going to have one side that wants to push the envelope, and you're going to have the other one that says, no, I'm good back here, back in the 40s or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, well, I know more and more people now are delving into that AI world. We've talked about that before a lot. Even Shawn over there has been playing around with the graphics. Did you do when you did your graphics? Did you use OpenAI to do that?
I did Dall-E 2.0.
Okay, because now
which it worked out okay, but I did just read an article that there is a new tool that can put corrupt data into images so that when AI reads it, it doesn't know how to properly interpret it, and it will give you bad images.
Oh, wow. Really?
So you can upload your images with basically I'm assuming it's some sort of digital watermark.
Right.
Yeah.
That when it's scanned by AI doesn't know how to decrypt those bits. So it can't learn from your images.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. Now if you go to open.ai, I know that you will get a prompt for actually creating an image. So now their focus seems to be less on the textual type of imaging, and now it's more the graphical. And I don't know. I've been pretty pleased with the results, and more people now are trying it and finding it to be normal. But I think what some of these companies are doing is they're saying, come try this, get used to it. Now let's charge you. I mean, we saw that with the models of ChatGPT, where you had a model that's free and some people are still using that. And then you have a paid version. People, as Slick and I were talking before the show, people are putting it now on their resumes saying that, I can do this. I know how to work the AI, because that's becoming what companies want to have. They want somebody. Do you understand it? Can you run this? If I give you a paper, can you create something with this?
A little game for everybody to play at home. Guess which one of us three has it on their resume.
All right, we got to take a break. We got some great guests lined up. We're going to talk with our good buddy Mitch Goldstone from Scan My Photos. If you're looking for a perfect gift for the holidays, or you want to preserve those images, Mitch is always great on the show, and he's going to tell you about what they're doing and how they can make it super fast to get your photos and your film digitized to preserve it and keep it safe. We're also going to be talking about your antenna and a DVR. You want to be able to record off-air television, not with over-the-air television, not with maybe a VHS cassette, but digitally, and then be able to watch it anywhere. Tableau TV is the company that does that. We're going to be talking this. You want it already?
Oh, yeah. That thing.
We're going to be talking with the CEO of the company of Tableau TV. That's all going to be coming up with Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeird.
And I'm Slick.
And you can find us on the World Wide Web at techtalkradio.com. Also, be sure to check out our blog. You can see the video that Shawn DeWeird did last week regarding iFixit. If you've ever wanted to take on a project and fix it yourself when it comes to technology, they're the company to look at. And you can see how easy it was with the company iFixit replacing a battery. And again, that's on blog.techtalkradio.com. We'll be right back.
And now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
You know, sometimes I catch the old person in me saying these kids have no idea how easy it is today. Because, I mean, I used to love watching shows like Starsky and Hutch and Adam 12 and Emergency. And the thing is, if I watched them on TV and maybe I missed the ending, that's it. I was done. Unless they played it in reruns, I couldn't go back and see what happened. Well, what's really cool about that is we've seen technology kind of change now over the years. And now DVRs, they're commonplace. But the thing is, what if you want to be a cord cutter, but you still want to have that capability to maybe watch your favorite show at another time? There are some great choices of programming. And you may say, well, tonight I want to watch this, and maybe I want to record this. Well, the old days of the VCRs, they're gone. But even then, they made it difficult to be able to record one, watch another, and do all that. Well, there is a company called Nuvio that is the maker of Tableau TV, and you may have seen their marketing department has been doing great because you see them all over social media. But really, what is it all about? And we decided, let's get them on the show. And Grant Hall is the CEO for Tableau TV, Nuvio, and is with us on the line. Great to talk to you, sir.
Yeah, great to talk to you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, tell us, we're talking about a product that was introduced back, or at least the concept back in 2010. How long is that? Well, obviously 13 years now, but how has that development stage happened, and what was the original idea for this?
Well, cord cutting was the original idea. And, one thing that, happened just before 2010 was the U.S. changed to a digital, over-the-air transmission standard. So most people out there don't realize that, with a simple antenna about the size of a piece of paper, on your window, you can get stations in better quality than cable and satellite. They're all digital. They're all, high def. They look gorgeous. So what we wanted to do is enable people to enjoy that content. And the best part of it is it's free. You don't pay for it. So we build a device that you just connect this little antenna to. You put it up on your window, and then it connects into your Roku, your Apple TV, your Android TV, whatever device, mobile phone, tablet you're using to watch TV on, and it gives you access to all of that over-the-air content in gorgeous high def.
Well, and I think that's what surprised a lot of people, because I think we've thought of this traditionally in the past as, with an antenna, you're tied to that television. If you were at work and suddenly wanted to see something, nope, you had to have an antenna on your TV at work if you had something like this. With this, once it's recorded, you have that access to be able to stream it to whatever device that you're watching it on with the Roku or et cetera, and watch it anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And with live TV as well. It's not just recorded TV. So, and it's every device and multiple devices at the home at the same time. So somebody in the bedroom, living room, kitchen can all be watching different shows or recordings and enjoying that content on whatever device they want to. So that's the nature, and it allows you to put the device, where the antenna is the best place to be, which is typically up high. It's not next to your TV. It may be in a bedroom. It may be in a window facing the towers at the top of your house. So you can put the antenna at where you get the best reception, just connecting the device, and we connect wirelessly into your home network, and then the magic happens.
Now, we have told listeners in the past that have wanted to connect to some of our local channels that there's antenna TV that gives you the ability to be able to look and see what is the closest towers, which direction you want to point them to. Do you use that same type of resource?
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to our website, tableautv.com, it has resources exactly like that. You can put in your zip code. It'll tell you exactly where the towers are, what kind of channels you should expect to get. It's a great resource to go to first to see, is this going to work for me where I live?
Grant, I know that yourself and a lot of your staff have done trade shows and showing the actual product and how it works. What seems to be the biggest surprise that people have when they see Tableau TV?
I think the big surprise is one, the quality, right? For us, so they're a bit older, we kind of remember the olden days of antennas where, ghosty picture, you had to move the antenna around, dance on one foot to get it. This is all digital. It's better quality than cable and satellite. The breadth of the content, all your major, stations are typically available in your location, ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS. And then one of the innovations with this new launch, or the latest product, is we're adding a bunch of channels that come over the internet. So we call those fast channels, free ad-supported TV. So we have about 60 channels today. We'll have about 100 by the end of the year. And that, together with the over-the-air content, gives you just pretty much whatever you'd want. And both those fast channels that come over the internet and the OTA channels can be recorded and time shifted and playing back, whenever you want to enjoy them. And that's pretty much revolutionary.
Well, the other fact, Grant, has got to be, too, the ease of use. Let's face it, some people have been a little timid about, number one, setting up an antenna because they're thinking it's going to be too difficult. And especially if you start telling them, oh, DVR. I mean, I remember my parents, they didn't even want to do the VHS Betamax whole thing because my dad just thought it was going to be too difficult. But with this, you have the ability to set this up very easily. And most of us are using smartphones so that we can, or even smart TVs, that we can watch this content in a different room. If we, record it on the system that's in the living room, we can go to our room where maybe we didn't have that same kind of reception. Let's face it, it works that way. You're going to be able to see it there.
Yeah, absolutely. It streams to every TV in the house, at fantastic quality. One of the things we've really focused on with this new release is a whole new user experience. So the interface is gorgeous. It's kind of better than Netflix or our competitors, we think. We have a homepage that services tons of content that's currently playing or that you may want to record. You can look through different genres. We have a traditional grid guide if that's what you want to look at, just what's on right now. So we brought tons of tools really to allow you to find that content, suggest new content, and then instantly one click record it or watch it.
Well, Grant, one of the things about cord cutting is you're trying to eliminate costs. The cost of cable, let's face it, has gone up quite a bit, quite dramatically. But a lot of us will keep the internet. We have that, so we can use some of those streaming services that are out there, whether it be Netflix, Hulu, or some of those Crackle, etc., shows like that. But the fact is that we want to get away from subscriptions. How is the cost model on Tableau TV? Is it you buy it? Is there a subscription? How does that work?
There's absolutely no subscription. So you buy the product, from then that's the only expense you have. You set it up. It's going to use some bandwidth over the internet to get those internet-based fast channels, but all the OTA channels come in, gorgeous, high def, great quality, surround sound, absolutely for free.
Now, is it recording on in the cloud, or is it recording on SD type devices inside the tablet?
It has some solid state storage in it, so it has enough to do about 50 hours of high def. But you can also plug in like a simple USB hard drive, that you can buy for like $50 with 2 terabytes. and that will give you, hundreds of hours of recording capability. So, so either way, lots of storage available.
Now, one of the things I know about this grant is that it has the ATSC1 tuners in it. As ATSC3 continues to evolve, is this something that we will see in maybe future Tableau TV models?
Yeah, we're looking at that in new models. Unfortunately, the technology today is not completely backward compatible, but ATSC1 is going to be around, at least 5 years. Lots of people say probably 10 years. So the current, TV is not going away. It's going to be around with us for a long, long time. So if you're worried about making the investment, you don't really need to worry about it. ATSC3 is just in the very early stages of launch. It still covers, I think they're saying now, about 70% of households in the U.S.
Yeah.
But it largely duplicates the content you have on ATSC1.
Exactly.
So
you're
not missing anything at this point in time. But yes, we're also looking at, incorporating the latest technologies in future products.
Well, of course, and plus that you've added this new kind of a service where people can actually get some of these shows that are available online all within that one. So it's not like having to go back and forth. This can be their main unit that they watch their content on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a channel is a channel within kind of our user interface. So whether it's coming over the air through an antenna or whether it's coming over the internet, you don't know. It looks identical to you. You record it, you watch it the same way. It just means you've got suddenly, 100 channels where, essentially for free, no subscription.
Yeah. Plus, do you get the local channels? And that's what's important to a lot of people. There are some services out there that people pay for. They don't get access to CBS, NBC, or ABC locally, and thus they're missing out on news.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, that we hear that from all of our customers, right? Having that connection to their local community, getting to see the local news and, more importantly, the sports, is critically important. So that's why we think combining the over-the-air experience with, the internet experience is really the best way to do things.
Now, I can go online to the website and take a look at Tableau TV. Now, is there a couple of different packages? Like if I want to get, maybe I've got an antenna. Maybe I'm old school and got it on the roof. Or, I want to go get one of those new flat antennas that, work pretty good. Or is there a bundle with an antenna in it?
Yeah, there are both products. So if you go to our website or Amazon.com, you'll see that there's an unbundled product, which is just the product. And you buy your own antenna. Again, it has flash storage on board, so there's no need to buy a hard drive unless you really want to have a lot of storage. You just plug it in, pull out the mobile app, set it up. It's very easy and quick to do. But we also have a bundle that includes a flat antenna, with a really good quality coax. So that, if you're in a metropolitan area where you're reasonably close to the stations, that's going to give you a great experience.
Exactly. Now, for setting it up, it's a piece of cake to go through. People can go online. They can see the step-by-steps. They get that with the product that they buy. And then, of course, the DVR features. What are some of the different, you get smart TVs. What are some of the other devices they'd be able to stream to?
Well, right now we're supporting Android, TV ecosystem that includes Google and, NVIDIA Shield, those products. We support the Amazon Fire TV ecosystem. We support Roku. Very shortly, we'll have an Apple TV app. We have an iPhone mobile app. We have an iPad app, and we have an Android phone and tablet app. And we'll shortly be releasing some more smart TV apps. Right now we support Roku smart TVs, Android smart TVs like Sony's. And we'll expand that over the next, 6 months or so.
Now, Grant, you mentioned it. I remember the old days. I was the remote control. Dad would say, get up, change the channel. You only had a few choices. And then if the picture quality wasn't that great with the antenna, I am the one who had to hold it. And sometimes all of a sudden the picture would be good. As soon as I touch the antenna, Dad say, just stay there. I want to watch this show.
That's a thing of the past.
Yes. It brings back some good memories. But the quality of the picture that you get now is pretty amazing. Like you said, high definition. Some people have no idea that TV stations actually put out this content with the best picture quality. And sometimes when they switch back to antenna, they're pretty amazed with what they get.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the cable stations, and satellite need to fit a lot of stations into a small space. So they tend to compress them, which can compromise the image quality. Where over the air, you don't have that problem as much. So you can use, much more spectrum, higher bit rates. You can get a much better, experience and a much better picture.
Well, you've come a long way. And again, Nuvio's got a great product with the Tableau TV. Again, I'm helping our listeners check it out. All they need to do, they can go to Amazon. They can find more info there. But of course, Tableau TV, they can get all that info right there on the website. Grant, I want to thank you so much for taking the time and talking to us about Tableau TV.
It's been my pleasure. Thanks, Andy.
We'll be back with more of Tech Talk Radio.
Now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
We've had some guests over the years that have returned to the show because they offer a product to you, the listener, the consumer, that can benefit them greatly. And one of those that I am always proud to have on the show is the folks at Scan My Photos, Mitch Goldstone, who is standing by with us on the line. Mitch, how you doing today?
Andy, great to be with you again. Congratulations and everything with Tech Talk Radio. I just read your that blog. I think it was like from last month about safeguarding your gadgets beyond all the anti-virus software. Great. You always have such great content that we all learn from. So thank you.
Well, and yours is a product and service that a lot of our listeners have no idea how invaluable you are to them. Unfortunately, sometimes until an accident happens, and they do happen, whether it be a flood or a fire or something devastating that happens, where all those images over the years captured could be lost if they haven't been digitized.
Indeed. Andy, I have a really interesting story and update since we last spoke. I've been in business over 30 years, but nothing has ever happened like this. And I don't know for any other tech companies it's more aspirational. The Associated Press did a feature profile. It was picked up in 500 media outlets about exactly this topic, about the urgency of protecting and digitizing your photos, slides, home movies. And it was so emotional, but it was kind of frustrating too. The tech reporter for AP was procrastinating. It was actually years. He had all of his dad's. Remember the 35 millimeter slides?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they came in that They would be. You'd put them in the carousel, and you would sit and watch them projected onto a curtain or something. Yes,
that's right. Hey, we actually updated the service. We have just for slide carousels. It's $59 for the entire slide carousel, and people have dozens. But with this reporter, it was so sad because he procrastinated, and his dad passed away, and then he had us digitize all of his dad's photos. He was an avid photographer. And Andy, the story, it took 7 months, and it got so big. We had profiled 5 of our customers. One's an executive at Chevron that had us scan about 100,000 of his slides. But you remember, I'm dating myself, but Mary Tyler Moore Show?
Oh, yes, definitely, with Ed Asner and Mary Tyler Moore, the whole cast.
Exactly. I'm sure your listeners do too, and of course with Lou Grant afterwards. Well, after Ed Asner passed away, his son had us digitize his dad's entire lifetime, decades of photos that no one's ever seen. Matt had posted them on social media, got tens of thousands of admiration, love, everything from it. And Matt was in the story, and a lot of his dad's most favorite photos, just spanning decades, were profiled too. But the story I'm sharing is I mentioned it's aspirational.
Yeah.
But when the AP story hit, it changed everything. Or everything we had kind of crashed. We had to redesign the website, modernize it, which was good, and that goes into your opening comment about people just wait until something happens, but it changed everything for us being featured in the Associated Press. So really happy that so many people finally jumped on board gathered all of those photos, slides, carousels, movies, and all.
If our listeners want to check out that article from Michael Lightke, they can actually find that. There's a link on the front page of our website where they can go through and read about his experience of having to find this as a service and what needed to be done. And I think most people, Mitch, they find out that it is super easy, that you take a lot of that work out of it, because there are people that will say, oh, I've bought myself a scanner, or one came with the printer, and they will think, okay, I'll start doing this. But there's a lot more that goes into that.
There is. You could purchase a do-it-yourself scanner. You're out hundreds of dollars before digitizing your first photo. But for me, my passion has always been about helping people preserve their memories. And competition's great. It helps raise the tide of awareness for it. But what we did, remember the old Kodak motto, you press the button, we do the rest?
Yes.
Right. And that's what we did at scanmyphotos.com, where all you do is you go to the website, click whatever you want, any product, and send us all of that. It's digitized, but what's crazy now is we have ScanFast, which is same-day scanning, and people need that for memorial services, for any and every reason. So your entire order is completed the same day, and it's uploaded to your inbox the same day.
Oh, wow. The same day. So somebody is able to get you the photos. They've got it. They suddenly remember, we've got a memorial service. We want to have, a presentation that is in the background while we're, being prepared for speeches and, eulogies. This could be running in the back. They can get that to you in the morning and still have it by later that day for them to, or in the evening. Same day.
That's it. And
wow.
Yeah, we did it for CBS News correspondent. Had the coolest project. He too, like everyone else, discovered it was about 100 boxes. So he sent them to us. It was done same day. He got it that night. And he actually reached out and thought that there was a problem because he got an email and was wondering what happened. I had explained to them that click. They clicked, and
job's done.
The response was great. It's all done. And he flew out to surprise his mom. It was a big family reunion. They did just that. They had a giant screen, and they showed the entire. What do you buy a parent that's 90? You can't.
No.
This is what you can buy them.
The memories, the memories, being able to see them again, and for the entire family. I mean, it used to be you would sit down with the grandparents, because I remember sitting with my Grandma Frances, and she had the photo album, and she would show me pictures of the house in Burma and the governor's ball that they went to.
Wow.
I am thinking now, these photos, and here's the deal, Mitch. We've seen over the years, photos have changed in size and shape and look. And it used to be you could have a photo the size of a postage stamp, and that would be okay for some. But for older eyes, that might be difficult to see. Can you take some of these small photos that are the size of like 2 postage stamps and increase them in size so they're easier to see?
That's a great question. Absolutely. And that's what Scan My Photos is all about, because they're traditional JPEG files. Mm-hmm. So you can watch all of them on a giant screen television. But what a lot of people are doing now, because we're content providers for every photo sharing app, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Snap, Threads now, TikTok X, all of that, Snap, where people are just uploading their recent pictures from their smartphone, their camera roll of, if they're like me, like the food you ate last night, but not those nostalgic, decades past pictures that have so many amazing stories behind it that you need to share and narrate and explain who's in it, what they're doing, where you were.
Mm-hmm. Now, how are these collated? So somebody maybe listening right now has a box of photos, and they're looking at them right now going, I keep saying I'm going to attack it. That's that procrastination. They get it to you, all right? What is this process for getting them to you, number one, and getting them back?
Sure. The easiest one, the most popular services are the prepaid fill-the-box service. So for photos, it holds about 2,000 pictures. It's as little as like $220, and everything's scanned, shipping's included, all of that. And to prepare it, bundle it in piles, stacks of about 100 or so. Use an index card and write down what the topic is, what the theme, the birthday, anniversary, special event, holiday.
Perfect.
And just put a rubber band around those and choose scan and order. So the index card with your messages on it, we could even scan the back of photos if there's handwritten messages, and then you get it back. Now, Andy, here's the really cool thing, because once you get everything back, people upload it to services like Google Photos, and then it's on your phone. And at the very bottom of Google Photos on the lower right is a little magnifying glass.
Mm-hmm.
So you could type in car, dog, beach, anything you want, and it's going to use its image recognition tools to sort and categorize all of those topics.
Oh,
and
that's
then,
great.
If you click on a picture of a parent or relative, it will find all the other similar ones. So basically, they do the magic. But the challenge is, how do you get not just one or two, but thousands, tens of thousands of those pictures and slides, negatives done? So that's where Scan My Photos comes in.
Now, Mitch, I know for a fact that you're not sitting there at a machine lifting the cover of that scanner, putting a photo down, and that's not how you operate. Over the years, and like you said, 30 years that you and Carl have been doing this. This is amazing because you have invested in top quality machinery and imaging equipment to get this done, to give you that best look.
Indeed. And Carl and I pioneered this service. We're the only ones in the world that have this technology, and it is insane. So for photos, we digitize 1,000 photos in 5 minutes. For slides now, each 35-millimeter mounted slide is scanned one every second. And way back in 2008, there was a reporter for the New York Times that I reached out to, and I explained that we could scan photos that fast.
Mm-hmm.
They said, I don't believe it, and we showed them what it does. And 2 weeks later, it was the feature article on Scan My Photos in the New York Times, and that's what really put us on the map.
That is great. I love it. And this article from AP also is great. And once again, you can find that at TechtalkRadio.com. If our listeners want to find out more, Mitch, about the service, what's the best thing for them to do?
Sure. Just go to scanmyphotos.com, and at the very top, there's a blue crawl with a message about the Associated Press article and the quote from the reporter that all 5 people profiled, including the reporter, had a great experience with Scan My Photos. And most importantly, right afterwards is that promo code that everyone loves. It's AP, as in Associated Press, AP20. And you just type that in at checkout. But to handle everything, just scanmyphotos.com. Super easy. We have support. Everyone here is just so passionate about helping the nation preserve all their memories.
I know that having, a one-stop shop for doing this, whether it be small photos, large photos, you do it all. I do know that there are listeners, and I've had listeners that have asked me in the past that have been very happy with your service, but want to do their Super 8 films, or even, let's go back even further, before Super 8, believe it or not, they were shooting on 16 millimeter. Is that something that you are doing, or something you've kind of looked at?
We do, and on the website you'll see all the different services for 8 millimeter, 16 millimeter. What's really cool about our technology, though, is we don't just scan the reels of 8 millimeter film. It's individually digitized, every frame. So what that means is, as you're watching it, you could stop it, pause it, and that image is crystal clear, sharp, digitized. So it's not doing it the old-fashioned way. So that's a really important feature for it, especially for, everyone has the 8 millimeter boxes and those little boxes of movie film, but they're just sitting and they're starting to fade away.
Yeah.
And if they're stored in an attic where you have heat, mildew, all garage, basement, all those memories are fading away.
Well, we've had people that have downsized, especially here in Green Valley. they'll downsize and maybe move into, whether it be assisted living or, living independently, but they don't have as much space maybe they had. So they put stuff in storage. For photos, this could actually not be a good thing.
It's not. Beyond all those issues, the others are, of course, natural disasters, and it's so emotional when we hear stories from people that lost everything from an earthquake, fire, flood, hurricane, all of that, water damage, smoke damage, and there are no copies. But Andy, your listeners are really smart techies also, so they know the importance. Once you get everything back, it's on DVD data disk, 8 gigabyte thumb drive for the instant upload. Please, please, please make backups. Store them in the cloud, Google Photos, and give them to friends, relatives. Safety deposit box. These files aren't locked. You have full access, so you can make as many copies as you want, but keep them off-site. We've heard from people who had us digitize everything. All the photos were destroyed, as well as the work we did. So now we have a backup service as well, which is kind of cool, where people would say, I lost everything. We press a button, and they get everything saved and sent to them.
I love that. Once again, Scan My Photos. Mitch, always great to talk to you. And, if you're looking for the gift for the holidays, this could make a great gift for somebody to be able to take those images and give them a presentation.
Indeed. And, of course, on the website, one of the popular ones, especially during the holidays when you don't know what to give and you don't want to do the normal standard gifts that really don't have any emotion, just click on the e-gift certificates, order them. Everyone gets them instantly, write a customized message, and all your relatives then can place orders, and they just type in the code they get. So it's all automated. But the e-gift cards are biggest during the holidays.
That's a great idea. I love it. Well, once again, Mitch, it's great to talk to you again, and we look forward to talking to you again into the new year. And have a wonderful holiday, and thanks so much for what you do. It's an amazing service.
Thanks, Andy. You are the best. You are the amazing service. You make us all so much smarter. Thank you.
We'll be back with more of Tech Talk Radio.
And now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
Wise guy reporting in.
Oh, wise guy. There he goes,
alert.
Slick. He's the wise guy.
New video doorbell. Video doorbell version 2.
Oh, all right.
It is a 2K camera with local micro SD storage, which the first video doorbell didn't have. I have the first video doorbell, and I will say that I'm not going to get this one.
Why? Now, why wouldn't you get it?
Because it will nullify my current video doorbell, which works just fine, and I'm super happy with it, and I would have to buy new chimes. This one will work with your existing chime. It includes a transformer that you put into your existing chime that will trigger your original existing chime if you have a house that was built with a transformed chime. I want it to work with the 3 chimes I have, one in the basement, one on the main floor, one upstairs.
Okay.
So just for clarity, just so I'm going to make sure I understand, we're talking about like real live physical chimes?
Yeah, the new V2 version 2 will work with your existing in-house chimes. Before, like mine, it's wired, so it runs off the same transformer, but I had to bypass the current. However it worked, the internal circuitry talks to the cloud, it chimes the ones that it doesn't actually push a signal to the internal chimes. This new version 2 includes pieces to mount in your internal chimes. You push the button, it ding-dongs, Home Alone style, right? It's cool, and the price is, guess. What do you think the price is?
$59?
For the camera plus 1 chime, $39.99.
That's a good deal. Now,
doorbell, chime, and 128 gig memory card, $54.99.
All right, now, can you have it streamed to the web so if you're not home, you'll get the notification on your smartphone and you could answer it? Is it a two-way?
Yes.
Really?
It's the same as the V1. If somebody triggers the alarm, I'll get a notification on my phone. It's all through the cloud. You could then see it on your phone.
Is there a monthly charge for that?
Well, I don't think so, because mine doesn't qualify for Cam Plus. You can get, if you do get it into Cam Plus, I'm scrolling through their website right now. You can get their AI detections so person, package, pet detection. if you enroll it into Cam Plus, which you can, for an unlimited number of cameras, pay $99 a year for an unlimited number of cameras for Cam Plus.
You can find this at wyze.com, WYZE.com. A lot cheaper than the Google Nest doorbell that I bought, which was $199. And then I have to pay basically an annual fee to be able to access all of this data. Wyze's plan is what? What was the cost again, Shawn?
So the camera plus the chime, so the doorbell plus the chime controller, $39.99. If you already have multiple cameras like I do, you would just enroll it in your Cam Plus, because I've got 7 cameras that are already enrolled in Cam Plus for $99 a year. This would be the 8th if I added it.
So you guys can still see me set the bag on fire on your doorstep. That's what you're saying, right?
100%.
Okay.
Wearing your Halloween costume. Well, that's it. We hope everybody has a great week, a great Halloween. Green Valley, we don't get as many kids that come out here. I still say they need to take it and make it for adults. Make it a special day where you go to the neighbors and you return all the tools you've borrowed over the years from your neighbor.
Okay.
That's it for this week's Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeird.
And I'm Slick.
Have a great week.